And now, from the apocalypse, it's his bunker, it's his rules, it's his game show. And may the force be with you, always. Now, your host, Devin Pike!
Oh, I'm trying to think of a good Jedi Knight name for Pigman. Nothing's coming to me right now, but you know what, I'll figure it out eventually. Happy Geek Pride Day to each and every one of you. Welcome to Universal Remote, the online quiz show with production value equal to or greater than 2/3 of network news feeds, live and direct from Network 23, alongside my two fuzzy chemo kitties, Woody and Leslie, on scoring, and Pigman slaughtering all of the worthy Padawans. My name is Devin Pike. Thank you very much for joining us for our twice-weekly trivial diversion. As for the rules, for those of you who are here for the first time, it's incredibly simple to play, even if you were here Thursday and think otherwise. All you have to do is log into your Twitch or YouTube account, then play along by putting your answers into the chat window. That's over on your right if you're on your desktop, or down on your mobile if you're on the bottom. Down on the bottom if you're on your mobile. I think I just gave you some lovely little sex tips there. The first three people who answer each question correctly get the points. In the first half of the game, that means 30 for first, 20 for second, and 10 for third. And those values double in the second round. This is a very special day on the calendar for folks of every single geeky stripe. It is Geek Pride Day. Today, in 1977, Star Wars was released. Not Episode 4, not A New Hope, but Star Wars! Name of the damn movie. Also, we celebrate the life and works of the great Douglas Adams, author of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, inaccurately named trilogy, 5 books and 1 short story, as well as other fantastic works. And if that's not an excuse to dust off your sorting hat, rewatch your copy of The Fifth Element, uncrate your bottle of Warhammer 2K figures, whatever you do that might even be considered slightly geeky, we celebrated it all day today. In fact, don't go to sleep tonight. Just keep marching in your own personal Geek Pride parade all through your house, apartment, cardboard box under your bridge, whatever you're doing. So, the pot's right. We're locked in. Let's get underway with our first channel of the evening. It is, of course, Don't Panic. Today around the world, as I said, we celebrate the life and works of Douglas Adams with a little thing we call Towel Day. Let us raise whatever horrific concoction that you like to call a pan-galactic gargle blaster and salute one of the best authors of the last 100 years. And speaking of the pan-galactic gargle blaster, here we go with question 1. It's listed in the guide as the best drink in existence. Its effects are like having your brain smashed out by a slice of lemon wrapped around what? It's like having your brains smashed out by a slice of lemon wrapped around what? That is question 1. Question number 2. This person did not believe that anyone could be president with a full brain. Who was he? I mean, he's completely right, but he didn't believe anyone could be president with a full brain. Who was he? Third question in Don't Panic. The ship is equipped with the Infinite Improbability Drive, meaning it passes through every conceivable point in the universe simultaneously. What was the ship's name? It could probably mean that you get there a hell of a lot faster even than driving down the North Texas Tollway with a toll tag. And your fourth question for Don't Panic. Yeah, sure, you know that 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. What, then, is the ultimate question? I mean, we know 42 from everything. Even people who've never read Hitchhiker's Guide know that 42 is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. It pops up all over pop culture. I want to know if you know what the question is. We find that out in the back half of the book Life, the Universe, and Everything. All right. Wraps it up for Don't Panic. We move on to Channel 2. It is long, long time ago. While a lot of folks, us included, here at Universal Remote, celebrate May the 4th as a global Star Wars holiday, the faithful pushed their glasses back on the bridge of their nose and declared anyone ready to stuff them into a locker that
It should be celebrated on May 25th. Not only was that when Return of the Jedi was released in 1983, but it was also when the original film was released in 1977.
Fine, whatever, I'm good with it. Celebrate Star Wars whenever you want to. Here's some questions about the movie that did not have the words Episode 4 or A New Hope in the title. Question number 1. How many theaters carried Star Wars on its opening weekend in May of 1977? I want to know the precise number of theaters that carried the film Star Wars on its opening weekend. That's question 1. Okay. Question 2. Mark Hamill was incredibly happy to work with Sir Alec Guinness. According to Space Mom Carrie Fisher, how did Sir Alec get Mark to leave him alone on the set of Star Wars? How did Sir Alec Guinness, a professional actor lending credibility to the production of Star Wars, how did he get Mark Hamill to quit yapping around him like a little puppy the entire time? And it's funny that people in both YouTube and Twitch had the same idea. I'm not going to say whether it's correct or not. Channel 3, how many dewbacks were visible in the Tatooine Desert in the original 1977 Star Wars release? The stormtroopers are riding them around. You see them in the desert. How many dewbacks are visible? Not added in the special edition. How many dewbacks were visible on screen? Fourth and final. Which character was based on Indiana, an Alaskan malamute dog owned by George Lucas in the 1970s? Named the dog Indiana, which is a whole different franchise. I still think it's funny to this day. Of course, that wraps it up for a long, long time ago, which of course means we're at halftime, and that of course means snack time. I don't have a Pangalactic Gargle Blaster here in front of me. I have a sparkling probiotic. Could have used that a little bit earlier on this evening. We're changing things up a little bit with Universal Remote. You might have noticed we're doing longer channels, but fewer of them before we get to the halfway mark. So instead of 6 channels with 3 questions each, we're doing 4 channels with 4 questions each. So it's a little behind the scenes. It makes things easier. Got things actually rolling. We live tested something that helps get the questions into the chat at a better pace, so hopefully you guys are noticing that. I'm curious, in the chat you can answer me or not. I don't know if this is accurate or not. Did you guys actually do all of your Star Wars watching around May the 4th and then leave it for today? Because today you had to watch Bloodsport or whatever else. Did anybody watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? And by that I mean either one. The BBC version from the late 70s or the 2007 big budget version, which I'm a fan of. I think it's great. I love Sam Rockwell as Zaphod Beeblebrox. I'm not as big of a fan of having the double stacked head instead of the head next to each other. That seemed like a little bit of an interesting workaround, but whatever works. So, Shannon watches Star Wars year-round. I'm sure that Jamie Michelotti does as well. Roy watched Empire on its actual 40th birthday. Very, very groovy. 90 Day Fiancé? Really, Shelby? That's how you celebrated Geek Pride Day? Okay. Fine. That's good. Yeah. Oh, she's working ahead to miss trivia. Well, you can tell her what she missed. All right. The Hulu Hitchhiker's Guide reboot, Kyle, is in development hell right now. Hulu is still trying to shake out what they're going to keep and what they're going to ditch, along with all the merger from Fox and the rest of it. So I don't know if we're going to see that anytime soon. Though, really anything that Douglas Adams or Neil Gaiman wrote, that pretty much gets a green light all the way through. But as of right now, there hasn't been any official production done on it yet. And yes, they should just animate the damn thing. But it does deserve to be a series. I mean, the BBC series shows why it's better just to let it breathe than you have to cut out slices of the thing and just make sure that it has a cohesive 2-hour timeline. Where you saw with Good Omens, 8 episodes was perfect for that and just did really well. All right, let's take a look at the scores. Of course, I say that. I didn't have the scoring sheet pulled up, but that's fine because Woody and Leslie both did. Let's see. Over on the YouTube, John Gamero is in third, Jackie Leaf in second, and Shannon Hatcher cleaning up in first. As well as over on Twitch, the lovely Hillary. Talladega ambassadors galore over on Twitch. Hillary is sitting in third. The Iron Man Rob Irvin in second. And Lisa, lovely Lisa. Lisa is in first place. She thought it was never going to happen. She thought that she was never going to be able to get on the leaderboard. She won a game, and now she still doesn't think that she's going to. But guess what? Savor these while you can, because it's just halftime. Scores mean nothing. Mostly because everything doubles. It is the second round. Let us move on to our third. I need to set a key to turn off the snack time card. That's just what I need to do. We're in round 3. Round 3, of course, means that it is Gallifrey's Most Wanted. It is the longest-running TV show in the science fiction pantheon. Look, I'm not judging you to know everything about Doctor Who, but silently, in my heart, I am judging. Always judging. Let's go. Oh, crap. All right. Yeah, Woody, you're right. Woody has to keep me in line, man. He's a taskmaster. I'm gonna miss you. Are you gonna do this when you're in Houston? We haven't had that talk yet. The Don't Panic round. The Pangalactic Gargle Blaster is like having your brain smashed out by a slice of lemon wrapped around a gold brick. Zaphod Beeblebrox, the president of the galaxy, believed that no one with a full brain could be president. The Heart of Gold was the ship equipped with the Infinite Improbability Drive. And the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. The question is, what is 6 times 9? And of course, you're sitting there thinking that doesn't really equal 42. And the answer is, not everything in the universe makes sense. For the Star Wars category a long time ago, only 32 theaters carried Star Wars when it was originally released on May 25th, 1977. Mark Hamill, acting like a complete fanboy around Sir Alec Guinness. Alec Guinness, according to an interview by Carrie Fisher, gave Mark Hamill 20 pounds sterling to leave him alone. Here's $20, kid, please go away. And of course, pound sterling at that point would have been about 4-to-1 relation. So he basically gave him $80, please go elsewhere, leave me alone, let me work. There were 2 dewbacks visible in the original version of Star Wars. They added 5 more digitally to the scene in the special edition. Yet one more reason why you should figure out how to get the silver screen edition or the 4K 77 version. You can search that and figure out what I mean. The character based on Indiana, the Alaskan malamute dog owned by George Lucas, of course, was Chewbacca. And by the way, there is a special prize that Pigman is going to award somebody by the end of this thing. All right, round 2, question 3. Let us go ahead and hit Gallifrey's Most Wanted. And I already told you that that was the channel. I gave you the intro. Let's do question 1. We know that Russell T Davies, Stephen Moffat, and Chris Chibnall are the showrunners of the modern Who era. Who was the show's first executive producer in 1963? Didn't hit the button. See, it helps if you hit the buttons and tell people in the chat what to do with the question. Then ding! I promise I would never trot out my Bill Cosby impersonation ever again. Question number 2. Producers for Doctor Who swear that the success of Star Wars did not dictate the introduction of what robotic sidekick for the Doctor in 1977? Oh, goodness. Question 3. A lot of Americans' exposure to Doctor Who came not from the TV show, but the dance floor rave Doctorin The TARDIS from the Timelords. What name did the Timelords adopt afterwards? And finally, question number 4 in Gallifrey's Most Wanted. Yes, this did happen. It wasn't a fever dream. Paul McGann was the Doctor in the 1966 Fox TV movie Doctor Who, backdoor pilot. Eric Roberts played the regenerated Master. Name either of the actors who played the Doctor's American companions in the movie. Either one. You can name either one. There were 2. I say there's 2. There's one proper, but there's one who deserves to be called his companion in that bit. That wraps it for Gallifrey's Most Wanted. We move on to our 4th and final channel of the evening. Nope. That one. Across the 8th Dimension, the historical document of legendary physicist, surgeon, rock band leader Buckaroo Banzai's an instant classic that generations will look back and watch in awe and wonder. Truly, Blue Blazer regulars will know the answers to these questions about the film. Here is question 1. What year did Dr. Emilio Elizardo attempt to travel through matter with his overthruster, only to get assaulted by 8th dimensional red electroids? What year did Emilio Elizardo attempt to travel through matter with his overthruster, only to get assaulted by 8th dimension red electroids? Question 2. What nightclub do we see the Hong Kong Cavaliers playing in New Jersey, where Buckaroo Banzai meets Penny Pretty for the very first time? Again, the Jersey nightclub where Buckaroo Banzai and the Hong Kong Cavaliers take the stage, and Penny Pretty is the only one crying in the audience. What was the name of the nightclub? Question 3. The final credits walk in the LA Aqueduct is the stuff of film legend. Since the film's theme hadn't been recorded yet, what song did composer Michael Boeddicker tell the crew to walk to instead? Yeah, Jen, I figured your husband would have been really happy about this thing. And the 4th question, the final one of the evening, the sequel that we deserved and never got, I still hold out hope, was actually named in the end of the film. What was the title of the movie that we haven't seen yet? Once again, the sequel that we deserved and never actually got was actually named in the end of the film. What was that title? Kids, that wraps up our questions for Geek Pride Day. As we tabulate those answers, let us take a look at what the answers actually were. Verity Lambert was the first producer for Doctor Who in 1963. And there were a lot of you who were saying Sidney Newman. Nope. Sidney was not the producer. It was Verity Lambert. She was the first one. Producers for Doctor Who swear that the success of Star Wars did not dictate the introduction of K9 in 1977. They swear up, down, and sideways. It had nothing to do with it. I don't know that I agree with them. I don't know that I believe it. The Timelords, who recorded Doctorin The TARDIS, became later known as the KLF. Had 4 or 5 really, really massive hits, and I wish that they had kept the Timelords, but they probably would have been sued by the BBC had they released anything else. And then the 2 American companions in the 1966 Doctor Who backdoor Fox pilot, Daphne Ashbrook, brother of Dana Ashbrook from Twin Peaks, and Yi Ji So. They were the 2 Americanized counterparts. For Across the 8th Dimension, Dr. Emilio Lizardo had his bad run-in with all of the Johns who wound up invading New Jersey, and there was your clue, 1938. That's when they had to fake the War of the Worlds broadcast. That's how you remember which year it was. The nightclub that the Cavaliers are playing in New Jersey was called Artie's Artery. You see it on the sign out front. The same pace as the theme song for the final theme that everybody in the cast walks down the LA aqueduct was beat for beat, according to the composer of the theme, Michael Boeddicker, as Billy Joel's Uptown Girl. They might have been Walking on Sunshine, but that's far too fast of a song for them to have gotten it synced up with. And the sequel that we deserved and never got was actually named in the end of the film. It was Buckaroo Banzai and the World Crime League. World Crime League, of course, led by the nefarious Hanoi Shan. So, Woody says we've got a tiebreaker. Let's see if we've got one over on Twitch. Let's see. So that's 210. 9180. So this is for second and third place overall. So this next question is for Shannon Hatcher and Jackie Leaf over on YouTube. So if you guys are ready, you're going to have 10 seconds from when I give you this clue. Hang on. Do I actually have it? Did I pull it up correctly? Let's find out if I did or not. Closest to the pin wins. According to Wikipedia, how many different versions of the Frankenstein story have been filmed? You're on the clock. Shannon has his answer in. Jackie has her answer in. Not counting TV or Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, a total of 48 versions of the Frankenstein story have been filmed across cinema. 48, not counting Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Just ridiculous, man. So, with that in mind, closer to the pin was Shannon. So, Jackie Leaf walks away with third place tonight. Shannon Hatcher walks with second. But neither of you guys were able to get after the sciatic nerd. Over on Twitch, that, of course, is our winner. You, sir, you are the smartest person on the internet for the next for 71 hours and 30 minutes, because that is when we do it all again, where we have another episode of Universal Remote. Remember, follow us on Twitch, follow us on YouTube, set your notifications to live. That way you will know when we're going live and bringing you the next batch of trivia that you need to get through your work week, your day, your whole existence. For Woody, for Leslie, for Pigman, stay safe, be kind, run fast, laugh hard. My name is Devin Pike. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for playing. I will see you guys on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, and we do it all again with Universal Remote. Have a great time, guys. Cheers.